YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some more NFL team-by-team record predictions for the upcoming 2018 season. We're on the Chicago Bears. First team we're doing in the NFC North. We did other teams from other divisions already, so check those out if you haven't already. But we're going to get through all the teams. Then we're going to have playoffs set. I'm going to predict the playoffs, and then the Super Bowl. So should be fun. Also, during the year, we got weekly predictions with other guys in the channel, so can't wait for all that. But for the Chicago Bears, for all these teams, we're using this website, playoffpredictors.com, link in the description. Click on it, go make your own predictions. Fun thing to do. But the Bears, a lot of people are predicting them to be a breakout team, much improved team. I can see it. I think pretty balanced team. For the most part, you know what you're going to get from a lot of these position groups. You can say about the whole defense. Right around top 10 defense last year. I think they can do that again. I think no worse than top 15 defense, but expect maybe a little better. So you pretty much know what you're going to get from that defense. Akeem Hicks, dominant defensive lineman. I think underrated. We want to see Roquan Smith get out there. But the good thing about that, if there is a good thing about Roquan Smith, is he's going to be a good football player, one. And he was kind of known as one of the more pro-ready defensive players in the draft. So that's a good thing. But he really needs to get out there to help them out. Will he be starting week one? That'll be interesting. But, maybe one thing that I could be a little worried about, but it is the secondary, because maybe you don't know what you're going to get from the secondary. I think it's pretty solid, but you got guys like Kyle Fuller, 2 seasons ago, being labeled as a bust, had his worst year of his career. Then last year was very, very good, got a big contract, and, not labeled anywhere near a bust anymore. So let's see him stay consistent. There's a slight chance kind of in the back of my mind that maybe he could go back to what we once saw, but I think most likely he'll be okay. And the same goes for a guy like Prince Mukamara. Inconsistent. When he was younger, he looked like he was going to be a great corner. Then he kind of fell apart a little bit. Now he's playing better. He's on the Bears. Does he keep that going? And then the 2 safeties, Adrian Amos, kind of came out of nowhere. Last year was one of the best safeties in football. Is that going to be a consistent thing? We want to see more. He looked pretty darn good, so you should expect him to be good. And then Eddie Jackson, great rookie season. If he's healthy, like we saw at Alabama, he's a good safety. So can he continue to stay healthy? Looks good. Young defense. Like I said, you pretty much know what you're going to get from that defense. The offense, I think for the most part, you know what you're going to get too. You got a pretty solid offensive line. You got 2 solid running backs. You know what you're going to get from Jordan Howard. He's going to run for a lot of yards. You got Tree Cohen in there for the secret weapon. He can play in the slot, can catch the ball to the backfield, probably better than Jordan Howard. They really upgraded the receiving unit. I like that a lot. Allen Robinson, if healthy, is very good, obviously. Anthony Miller, I love that draft pick. I think he's a safe receiver. You see all these bust receivers lately, and the reason that they struggle in the NFL is because they can't get open, they can't run routes, they can't learn NFL defenses, which is a little different than college. It's kind of just go run and get open. But Anthony Miller is a great route runner. He knows how to read defenses, and it's showing early on in training camp. So I think he's definitely a guy to look out for. I think very early on in his career, he could end up being the Bears' best wide receiver on that team. That wouldn't surprise me. But it's really on Trubisky in the offense, because you don't really know what you're going to get from Trubisky. You know what you're going to get from the rest of the guys. Trubisky, we've seen a little bit last year, shown signs that he could be good, did struggle at times, but that's to be expected. Kind of got thrown in there. I wish he just started from day one, honestly. But new system, he should be successful in the Matt Nagy system. They're going to throw some RPOs in there. Trubisky's very good at using his legs, very good at rolling out. Could struggle early on just because learning a new system. I'm kind of back and forth. Like, how's he going to be this year? It's a good system for him, but he's still young. Could struggle at times. I'm kind of back and forth on it. So it's really on him. What's going on the schedule? It really depends on who they play here. First game is in Green Bay. Maybe the best rivalry game in football, in sports. Week 1 in Green Bay, Sunday night. I got to go with the Packers here at home. I think it could go either way. We talk about week 1 being mysterious in NFL every single year, no matter the year, no matter which 2 teams are playing. So anybody can win the game. Can't rule the Bears out. If it was in Chicago, that'd be a heck of a game too. So, but it's in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers' first game back here, obviously this year, and I'm taking the Packers. Seahawks at Bears, Monday night game. Man, that's a tough one. I think the Seahawks, the Bears are a team that's going to take a step up. The Seahawks are a team that I think will take a step down. Being in Chicago on Monday nights, I'm going to take the Bears. Russell Wilson still, no matter if that offense or even the defense is, not as good as it once was, Russell Wilson's still one of the best players in football. So very winnable game for the Seahawks. In Arizona in week 3, Arizona, I don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Is it going to be Bradford? Is it going to be Rosen? Is it going to be Glennon? Glennon against the Bears? I don't think so. But, man, it really depends on who the quarterback is. We've seen Bradford struggle against the Bears the last 2 years, actually. Man, it's tough. In Arizona, I think Rosen gets the start at this point. I think he'll be starting. He could struggle early on. I think the Cardinals could struggle a little bit this year. That's a tough team because defense could be good. David Johnson, if he's healthy, that helps him. I'll take the Bears in this one, even though they're away. They might be the better team this year. It really depends on who the quarterback is, how much time he's at. I wish they just start, even though Bradford, if healthy, is a very good quarterback, I think. I wish they would just start Rosen day one. I think it'll get better and better as the season goes on. Buccaneers in Chicago. It's another tough one. The Bears struggled against the Buccaneers last year. The Buccaneers kind of a messy situation with Jameis Winston. I like the Ronald Jones draft pick. I think he can tear it up for them at running back. I think we're going to see some more struggles from the Bucs. I'll take the Bears. So the Bears are off to a good start, 3-1, and they get a bye week. Then they're going to Miami after the bye week, and this is tough. I did do the Dolphins video, and I picked the Dolphins in this one at home. I mean, home helps. Home team, they don't always win, obviously, but they have a better chance. But the main reason I did it was because I really like the Dolphins secondary at home against the Bears. Maybe Trubisky has a little bit of trouble. I think they got a pretty good unit in the secondary there. So I'll stick with it, but that one really could go either way. And then Patriots in Chicago. Chicago's a tough place to play, so you can't rule them out. But the Patriots are the much better team still, so take the Patriots there. And then home against the Jets. It does depend on the Jets quarterback. I know we did the Jets video already, but I might have to go back to that one depending on who their quarterback is. Because I figured they would just go Darnold or maybe McCown. McCown played pretty well last year, but coming off an injury, getting older, I don't know if I would go with them. And I'm always for, if you draft a quarterback early, you should start him early unless you're trying to be a contender, which the Jets aren't. So with that logic, Darnold should start, but I'm not a big fan of Darnold. I think it's going to take some time. I think he's going to struggle. I think he's struggling in training camp. I think they should start Teddy Bridgewater. And then with him starting, that can change things. I think they can win more games if he stays healthy. But I don't think they do it. I think there's some struggle on the Jets. I'll take the Bears at home in this one. Going to Buffalo. That's a tough one. I think this will be a very low-scoring game. Bills defense, Bears defense, I think pretty similar. I think the Bills have more playmakers. The Bears, you expect Roquan Smith on the field at this time. He better be on the field at this time. Still hoping he's ready week 1. The good thing with him, he's a pro-ready rookie, I think. So, I think he'll be on the field early on, and he'll be ready to go, playing at a high level. Leonard Floyd, if he stays healthy, I like him a lot. So I think pretty even defenses. Bills probably have more playmakers, but like the guys I just named for the Bears, Akeem Hicks, guys like that, pretty good playmakers as well. The Bills' offense is going to struggle. I think the Bears' offense is better in this game. I'll take the Bears. Lions in Chicago, in terms of roster, I think the Bears have a more balanced team. Lions got some holes here and there, but they got big-time playmakers like Darius Slay, like Ziggy Ansah, and then they got Stafford at quarterback, couple good receivers. Division game, the NFC North games are just so fun to watch. I feel like they're all really close. Being in Chicago, I got to give the advantage to the Bears. It seems, for the most part, when there's no terrible team in this division, every team's pretty solid. Like I think that'll be this year. There's obviously better ones, but no team is really bad. I think the home team will have the advantage, and there'll be a good amount of splitting games. Another division game, Vikings at Bears. I think the Vikings are the much better team, but yeah, like I said, those division games, when this game's in Chicago, no matter how good the Vikings are, this is a darn good game. It's a close game. Last year, very close, but they had a whole messy situation with Bradford. The Vikings still win the game, so I think they're just the better team, so I think they win again. I think their offense struggled big time against the Bears in Chicago last year. They got their offense better, so it should be a little better in this game, but also I think the Bears' whole team's better, so that game really can go either way. And then Thursday night against Detroit. This one's in Detroit, so I'm going to go with the Lions. I think the Bears and the Lions, it's tough to say how good these teams will be. We expect the Packers and the Vikings to be the top two teams, but you never know. Lions are a sneaky team, and the Bears, I think, are becoming one of those sneaky teams. And then they're going to New York. Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. In New York's big for them. I think Saquon's going to have a heck of a rookie year. A little worried about their offensive line, the Giants, mainly the right side. Left side looks good. Right side, you don't know what you're going to get. I think a pretty even game. I think the Giants at home, I'll take them because of that. And then they're playing the LA Rams in Chicago, though. Tough place to play, like I said. I think the Rams could be an elite team. People are kind of just plugging that in, guaranteeing they're going to be an elite team. They're going to be up there. We'll see when we get to the Rams, but a winnable game for the Bears, but I think the Rams are a much better team, so I'll take the Rams. Packers at Bears. This one's in Chicago. Like I said, I think it's a whole different ball game when these two play, and it's in Chicago or in Green Bay. It's a different game. I'll take the Bears in this one. The Packers got Rodgers, and he has some weapons here or there, pretty solid offensive line, but honestly, I think the Bears are probably a more complete team. Look at the defense side of the ball. The Packers drafted extremely well, but those guys are so young, you can't expect them to do big things that early. Maybe you get one of those corners like Jair Alexander maybe has a good rookie season, but, they're rookies, so you can't expect a whole bunch. I think this is a very winnable game for the Bears. And then the Bears will play the Niners. Tough. That is tough. I keep going with the home team. The home team does have the better chance, but it's not how it always ends up. I'll take the Niners here. They got a very unique offense. I think at home, West Coast here against the Bears, I got to go with them. And then Week 17's in Minnesota. Does this game mean anything for either of these teams at this point? You can't really predict that now. I'll take the Vikings at home. So I got 7-9 for the Bears. It's very close, though. Like I said, that Niners game could go either way. If I was in Chicago, I'd be picking the Bears. Some of these games at their home, like against really good teams, like the Rams, the Vikings, the Patriots. The Bears are the kind of team that they're gonna beat somebody really good this year. They're gonna just surprise everybody and beat somebody really good at some point, but then they're gonna lose to somebody that you just do not expect them to lose to. So maybe that's the Dolphins. Maybe I had them winning 3 straight here. That's tough to go on a 3-game winning streak there. So maybe they can lose one of those. But again, like I said, they can beat the Dolphins there. They can beat the Bills. They haven't beaten the Bills. But yeah, for the most part, splitting these division games, tough schedule. The NFC's tough conference. Honestly, I think this Rams game is a winnable game in Chicago. The Rams are very good at home. What happens when they go? I think playing at Soldier Field's one of the harder things to do. The Bears, the past few years, I think you could consider them a weaker team, but then when teams go to Chicago, it doesn't look like it. So it's a tough place to play. We'll see. I before doing this video, I kind of expected that 8-8, 7-9. I think 6 wins is the floor. I think 9 wins is the ceiling. 6 to 9 wins. I think that's pretty accurate. We'll see, though. You never know. The RPO's been hard to stop for some good teams, so maybe that's the key. Maybe Trubisky succeeds in it. North Carolina, the concern was he didn't get that many starts. All of a sudden, he got thrown in there, and he was very good. So maybe people, even myself, worried that he could struggle at first because it's a new system, but he kind of got thrown in there at North Carolina and succeeded, became a top draft pick. So just like that, I think he can turn it around, and he's got really good receivers now too if they stay healthy. So definitely a sneaky team to watch out for. Maybe 7 is, maybe I got him at the floor. I think 8 or 9 is doable. We'll see though. That'll do it for the Bears. Our subscriber goal is 10K subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so to help us out. And don't forget to click that like button. Be much appreciated. But that'll do it for this one. Don't forget, we're going through all the teams. We already did some. We're going to get to the playoffs, predict all that. Should be fun during the year. Weekly pick'ems for NFL and college football. Can't wait. Football season's coming. It's exciting. But that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.